Make a come, make a come, pom pom, make a come, make a keep a tick pom pom pom. Your body kakara, make a pom pom pom, on a make it.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing a super easy beginner friendly install with VSHOW Hair. And I just bought this hair and I wanted to show you guys my process. So in the box, we get a wig cap and you also get a little instruction booklet with just some basic hair care tips on how to care for your wig. And we're going to be using their loose deep wave hair in 26 inches. 180 density and the Brazilian texture. So if you see these knots, I know you guys are looking at them. It does not look good at all. Do not worry. We're about to transform this wig, which will lead us right into our first segment of this video. To bleach the knots, that is the first step in customizing or doing anything with your wig. So you want to get a bowl and a butter knife, preferably a knife that is not used to eat, please. So if you have a plastic knife laying around, that works just fine. Or if you have the brush applicator, that's good too. And then of course, you're gonna need your bleaching powder. So I'm using the BW2 powder. I've seen some other bleaching powders at a beauty supply store and you can get whatever, but this is the one I tend to see people with the most. And then you're gonna need you some developer. So when it comes to developer, the higher the volume, the faster the bleach takes and the faster the knots will bleach. So for beginners, I ideally would recommend 30 volume developer. And I learned my lesson the hard way. I'll tell you guys why a little bit later. But 40 is good as well. So of course, in that bowl that you have, go ahead and pour all your powder in. You can pour the whole packet because you probably will need it. You may end up having extra. And then you'll take your developer. With your developer though, do not pour the whole thing in. Please do not do that because what will happen is you will not have the right consistency. So the consistency that we're looking for when bleaching the knots is, I heard somebody say a little bit thicker than toothpaste. So that makes the perfect sense to me. I don't know how really else to describe it. You don't want it too runny and you do not want it super thin because if you have it like that, it will run straight through your lace. And now instead of bleaching knots, you're bleaching your roots. So it's just like, stray away from that if you can. So you'll see me go back and forth several times and kind of eyeball it because honestly, this was my first time. Don't tell anybody. I'm doing good customization. So I had to kind of eyeball it and go back in several times until I really got the consistency I was looking for. So your mixture is mixed to perfection and now it's time to actually put that on top of the lace. So to put it on the lace, to make it easier for me, I went ahead and flipped my wig upside down and put it on my mannequin head. And honestly, when putting on the bleach, there's no rhyme or rhythm to it. A few takeaways though where I messed up so you guys don't make the same mistakes is do not press your bleach too much into the lace because it will get more than just the knots. Learned that the hard way. And two, I don't know if I nailed the consistency, but I was pretty close, but that wasn't even it. Do not put so much freaking bleach on the lace. Like, don't put too much. Do not OD like I did. So now time to set that timer, sweetie. Set it for 10 to 15 minutes. Keep an eye on your lace. Do not walk away unattended. All right, once that is completely done, I'm going to go in with some shampoo. Any shampoo of your choice is fine. If you do notice some brassiness in your lace, you do want to try and use purple shampoo so you can kind of tone it down. But this is not all I have, but this is the first thing I grabbed, so I just went in with that. And when washing the bleach off of your lace, you want to be very meticulous with how you do it and make sure to really scrub and get everything because the bleach will remain active. So if you still have bleach on your wig and you don't wash everything off, it will continue to bleach the hair. So just really, really scrub and get in there. And of course, once I did wash it off the lace, I didn't just wash the lace, I did proceed to wash the entire wig as well. And going in with the conditioner that belongs with that shampoo, just go ahead and condition the hair. I also will go ahead and detangle it with my Denman brush. Some people advise against doing it when it's wet, but I honestly prefer it, so it's really up to you. And you guys, if my voice is sounding a little bit raspy, I'm so sorry. I have had a long weekend and my voice is just not cooperating with me right now, so please bear with me. So to start off part 2, preparing the plug, we're going to go ahead and tint our lace with some lace tint. I used the shade medium brown. Immediately upon doing it, I noticed that was not my right shade. So I do go in with some cream contour from one of my palettes. It's an ABH palette. I think it's discontinued. Don't quote me. And I just kind of go back over that lace tint and match it to my exact foundation shade. So obviously for this step, use your foundation shade. And then we're going to go in with our wax stick and just slick all of that hair back to tame those flyaways. And once we tame them, to set that in place, we're going to go ahead and go in with our hot comb. Any hot comb, no specific brand, of course, and just slick that hairline back so you can actually see where you're plucking when it comes time. All right, so to get started with the best part of this whole process, plucking, we're going to go in with the rat tail comb, and you see me pulling out that first layer or row, whatever you want to call it, of hair, which yes, is going to be the baby hairs. You do not want to over pluck that, so that's why I pull it out, and I will clip it up and out of the way. And for this tutorial purposes, or just even in general, I'm only going to do half of the head, so you'll only see me pull out half of the baby hairs so that I can actually get a before and after of what I'm plucking and not just be plucking in vain. Like, I want to make sure that what I'm doing is actually making a difference. So I'll use my spray bottle and spray it down. Be cautious because you can't over pluck doing that. And then, of course, to actually pluck, make sure you get some sharp tweezers, not the tweezers that have been sitting in your drawer, not the ones you use on your eyelashes, some sharp square tip tweezers, and then just start plucking. Literally no rhyme or reason, just start pulling the hair. One takeaway with this though is be sure to not pluck in the same spot. That is the biggest tip I can give you when it comes to plucking. Otherwise, everything is repetitive, but do not pluck in the same spot because it will lead to balding. So as well, what I will do, I will pull out a second layer of hair just so again I can get more of a natural hairline. Same as before, pull out a super thin layer and go in side to side. Do not stay in the same spot. Because once that hair is gone, once you over plucked, you can't correct that, baby. That hair is gone and it's gone for good. That's it. No coming back. And voila, look at that hairline. So you guys, I know you know what the before looked like. If you need a before, go back in the video, rewind so you can really get the before and after of what this looks like. Because look at this hairline. This is not what we started with. I know you guys see the bleached knots, you see the natural hairline. With curly hair, I did not want to over pluck, so I didn't OD on the hairline, but it definitely is giving natural, and I'm so excited with this outcome. Now for the last and final part of this series, we're going to go ahead and start the install. So to get started, we are going to just go ahead with some Got2b gel and slick those edges back. And to slick them back, I will use a bristle brush. Shout out to my girl Lex for these super crisp cornrows or whatever. And to just go in and set that gel in place, I will use my blow dryer and just dry it down until it's nice and tacky. And now it's time to slap that wig cap on and pull it down until you really can't pull it no more. Oh my gosh, I'm so corny. And then go ahead, cut the ear holes out. Of course, what you do on one ear, go ahead and do it on the other as well. Using your foundation shade and a dense brush, go ahead and coat your foundation onto the wig cap and drag it back as far as you possibly can, just so that when you put your wig on top, everything is covered. And to lay this in place, since we're doing the ball cap method, you will need to go ahead and take some gel. I use the Got2b gel again and put that around the perimeters. Of course, same as before, dry it down with a blow dryer until it's nice and rock solid. And for some extra reinforcement, I went ahead with some Got To Be Instant Hold Spray. It's actually my first time using this spray. A friend recommended it to me, but it's been working really good. So we're gonna go in and cut that lace. I just cut down the middle first. And then once I cut down the middle, you'll see me go down the sides with an eyebrow razor. And you guys, I was kind of struggling. So the other half, I did end up using my scissors, but whatever you choose, just use a downward motion when cutting. And of course, it didn't cut perfectly. So going in with some Got To Be gel and just my finger and a rat tail comb, I go ahead and lay down those flyaways. And once we have those laid down, same as before, we blow dry them. And to clean up the edges, I go in with the cotton pad and some rubbing alcohol and just get that cleaned up. All right, now go ahead and cut those ear tabs so we have the wig on our head, and make sure your wig is centered when you're doing this so you cut the hair properly. So with this, just kind of pull the hair back behind your ear as you naturally would with hair, and then just cut there and cut off that excess ear piece, and all that hair will slide out. So now boom, gonna go in to glue it down with some Ghost Bond. You guys, I think I am allergic to this, so be very cautious if you use this glue. This will be my last time. And I just put the glue all over the perimeter of my hairline all at once, and go ahead and use a rat tail comb and spread that out, and then my blow dryer to go ahead and dry it down. So I do 3 layers, and in between each layer, I will blow dry it until it's clear. So now you're gonna go ahead, place the wig on top of the glue. Same as before, be very cautious with this part because you do not want to stick your lace down on the wrong part. So I will glue down the center, and then I'll go down and do each side and kind of press with my finger until I have it in the perfect place. Look at that. When I cut my lace, not everything was glued. So using a rat tail comb and that Ghost Bond, I just kind of went in under the lace and fixed up whatever was still sticking up. And boom, look at that. It's kind of giving scalp or whatever. So to really solidify everything, using that same instant hold spray, gonna go in along the hairlines with the baby hairs pulled forward and just spray that down, and then stick it with an elastic band for as long as I could remember, child. And once that is done, we're gonna do the grand reveal, and boom, your lace should be melted. So you guys, I started off doing baby hair on camera. I really thought I was gonna include it for y'all, but I was struggling so much. So I really gave up, got up, went in my restroom and got to work. So baby hairs aren't beginner friendly, so don't hate me, but I had to cut it. And yeah, we're back with some baby hairs. And I just went in with my wax stick, gave me a no side part and sculpted. And boom, here is the baby hair reveal. It's kind of given or whatever. I did fix up the lace a little bit, so do not mind that. Here's some additional clips. And you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next one. Mwah.